like that, bro.
In my own home?
Only you're in your home, nigga. We ain't there.
But you just expected me in my home.
Right.
Across
feel
my
me?
airwaves.
I'm feeling the effects. Jeez Louise. Such sensitivity. I can tell I'm in the Northwest. Oh,
hey.
yo,
it's actual.
Like, I'm glad you said that, though, because it made me think. I was having a conversation with a motherfucker, right? And I had a thought about something. How much do your emotions or your lack of control of your emotions affect your morality? Because everybody has what they think is their sense of morality. Oh, I would never do this. I would never do that. I would never do this. But would you? If you were emotionally unstable at that moment, would you do it? I heard a motherfucker say, I would never kill somebody. He's doing 25 to life right now. Because he was emotionally unstable for 5 minutes and his whole life changed. So I was like, yo, I got to ask the guys, man. I mean, what do y'all think about that?
I'm a big believer.
This is my life's work, right? So I could go last if you want.
I mean, however y'all want to do it, man. I'm over here rolling up.
What were you saying?
I was saying, like, I'm always a proponent of never say never. I try to hold myself to, the moral standard of my moral standard, but I will never say that I never will cross it. There might be times, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, just think about it. Somebody threatened my kids, right? I may not hang a dude off of his, off the balcony and that kind of stuff by his ankles. But then again, depending on how he touched my kid or what he did to my kid, he might get a yeet. So, I can't say.
Time to punch that clock.
My whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, you get.
And sometimes, it might be worth it. I mean, I might do 25 to life if somebody mess with my wife.
Always. It's always worth it, brother. It's always worth it. You gotta worry about that.
Has worth about the cost.
Mr. Barnes, any thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think everybody will do something regardless of their emotions. I think it has to do with the right price and the right circumstances. So, yeah, if we're talking about our kids, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it's not in a way that is going to support our youth, our kids, if it's something gross, something weird, it may be time for you to punch your ticket. You may need to be removed from this earth. I don't care. If you are going to negatively impact my child, like physically, mentally, in a way that's going to scar them forever, and no amount of therapy is going to fix it, I may consider prison. If we're, I think that even it honestly just depends. I think that's with everything, literally everything. It just depends. If my emotions are not in check, if I have not taken my meds and I'm extremely angry, then I might cross the line and do something. And we're all just kind of talking about violently, but let's say for an addict who is more so looking to take care of their addiction, get that fix, then I think that a lot of people, and it's been proven that a lot of people would do things that they normally would not do if they were in their right frame of mind. Even the happiest of people who's like, yo, I just figured out the best news of my life. I'm about to go suck some dick for some crack. You know what I mean? Like crazy stuff like that.
Emotion.
You been hanging out with Kanye West?
Nah, man. Me and that dude will never get along.
All I will say to those people referred to last episode. Some of you have
you got to do a Stan Lee moment. Check back on episode blah blah blah.
Monster, please, brother, please. You know I got to hear this.
All right. So the thing is, morality is based 100% on emotion. Nobody would care about somebody dying if they didn't grieve the person's loss. So if let's say Percy and I got in an argument. I'll use Mojo. Let's say Mojo and I got in an argument. And Mojo disappears. Now, y'all might be really upset and be like, oh, that's fucked up. That's immoral that you would do that to him. But if neither of you care,
and it doesn't matter,
then it's not immoral anymore. Now, we're also talking about negative emotion. We're talking about things that occur that cause negative emotion and move people away from positive emotion. So morality is 100% based on emotion, and that's why morality changes from place to place, because they don't have the emotional attachment to certain things that other people do.
Right.
So to answer your question, yes, morality is impacted by emotion because morality is emotion.
I like that.
So would you say that the morality is emotion, or the morality is the way to keep emotion in check? It's the way that we kind of set barriers up so we don't, go over. We know we're angry, but I won't let myself get this angry, right? So you said an emotional barrier.
To a point. More so, the morality, the border of morality, is based on things that would bring us to a negative emotion. I don't want my shit stolen. We can take it away from murder. My life would be very inconvenient, and I would be very unhappy if you came and stole all of my shit. If I have zero emotional attachment to any of that, and even if it's inconvenient, and I'm like, well, that's going to be shitty for a while, but okay, well, I guess I'll just go and rebuild. Then is it still immoral? Now, some of this is just question. I'm not saying that this is the answer, but I'm just saying all of a sudden you don't have that quote unquote moral outrage about it. It's just, well, that's inconvenient. So anything that we talk about in regards to moral, the border of those morals are just based on the emotional balance that people try to maintain. So if I want to maintain this emotional balance, and that's why somebody that either has completely removed their emotions or somebody that has learned to balance their emotions very aggressively are seen as sociopathic, seen as immoral, seen as not recognizing moral. So I can kill without hesitance because I don't have the emotional connection to it, thus the moral obligation to adhere to it. So to it brings no emotional stance to me. So
that would be just lack of empathy, yeah.
Okay, but empathy would be an emotion, yes?
Yeah, I'm saying they have lack of emotion, so they have lack of empathy. So
if that emotion wasn't there, if we didn't care about empathy, does it still make it immoral? Or is it because there are people that can empathize that all of a sudden there's a moral boundary?
I think that last part. Because some people can empathize, right? And they tell you how they feel about the situation. They can show you the impact of said situation. And then thus there's we shouldn't do this or we should do this, right? And then so that moral boundary is then drawn.
And that's why moral boundaries are made off of social trends, and social trends are made off of emotion.
So you're saying there's no right or wrong?
There is not.
Anarchy is the way.
Yeah, that's
not even anarchy.
Definitely a social.
Again, you can take it completely. Let's say we remove all emotion. Does that necessarily make it anarchy, or does that just make it steady at that point? If we remove all emotion, that means that we remove all social norm. Hence, we remove all moral boundary. At that point, is it anarchy?
Well,
no, because there's not going to be
right. Exactly, anarchy is a construct based off of
but you wouldn't have a social construct, so you wouldn't have a way for people to operate within society because we don't have. Well, you have your laws, right? But you would have no steering, and this is, I think, where we're losing it. in this society, our morals are all over the place.
Absolutely.
So you have those variable morals, but within laws that kind of tell you you shouldn't do this. I can jump that fence because I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Don't steal. If you catch me,
Right.
don't kill. If you find me, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
that would be my
so,
answer. It's the same thing. So yes, it absolutely impacts.
I think there's a part of the equation that most people leave out. So I agree about that. And that's kind of where the discussion came from. I believe the morality and emotion are very closely aligned. Where the problem in this society, especially, and I can only talk about America because this is where I be at. The morality is all over the place because it's been enough people who've taken the opportunity to utilize whatever medium they have to manipulate the emotions of people. So therefore, once you start manipulating the emotions of people, you start to move the goalpost in regards to boundaries or what you consider to be your ethical way of operating in society. I might think, oh, it's dead wrong to kill somebody. Like I've heard people literally say there's no situation where there's not another way.
Right.
I've heard people say this. Now I don't agree with these people. If you ever heard a Seven Da Pantha song or you ever listen to Pantha, I do not agree with those people. But I understand their sentiment because in their mind, if everybody already thought that way, you would have never done the thing that I thought was so egregious I had to kill you for it. Right? Because you already think driving by this corner and shooting at all these people is a bad idea. But then you do it and you miss. And now I'm angry. And because I'm angry, now I don't care about what happens to you. As soon as I don't care about what happens to you, the actual reality of my morality changes. Now my morality is nobody should die except. As soon as you put except or but in the equation, you have already fundamentally changed the thing.
Right.
It ain't the same no more. Because now you're making exceptions based on your fucking emotions. As opposed to logic.
And we talk about the desensitization of people. That's the desensitization of their emotions.
Thanks.
So if they're seeing murder in films, they're seeing murder in video games, they're seeing murder on the news, like we can bring it back to reality. If they're seeing this constantly, it's no longer the emotional stigma. If they're seeing sex all the time, there's no longer the emotional stigma. So all of a sudden they can start pushing those boundaries, quote unquote, morally, because they've already pushed it emotionally. So you brought up now, like I said, you opened up the can. That's on you. But let's talk about anger. Everybody knows that I'm an angry guy. That's the one thing people see in me is anger. Very little of anything else. That's because anger is the one thing that drives change. And that's what I'm about, is rebalancing the earth. And in order to do that, you have to change it. And anger is the only emotion that changes things. If it's happiness, people are happy right where they are, so there is no change because you don't want it to change. If people are sad, they cope to it. They just sit there and in their sadness until they accept it. But anger drives people to change things. Now, that's also why you guys have never seen me get completely into a rage, because you can't focus rage.
No.
So even in anger, I have to be balanced. I'm going to always be angry because that's what I need to change things. But I can never let it go into rage, because then it's no longer focused to the direction that I need it to be. So I can kill a bunch of motherfuckers. I just need to do it very focused.
I just want to say, as a monkey wrench in the whole program, I just want to salute Narrows. The name of this strain is Motherfucker. And it's a motherfucker.
Now,
believe me when I tell you.
It's very rare that I'm like, I might smoke that, but you got me with that one.
Hey, it's fire too, bro. Hey, check it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get another jar of it. I'm gonna sit it to the side for the day. You be like, you know what, sir? I don't be like, I got you, bro. I got
Throw that
exactly what
shit
you
up from me
need.
one time.
Every
Say,
now
I
and
got
then, if you
exactly
tell
what you
me
need.
one day, if you know that like I'm getting close to rage and you're like, yo, I got that motherfucker, then you never know.
No doubt. Hell yeah. Man. Yo, see, man, I'm glad I brought that to the table, man. I knew y'all was gonna take it there. And because I'm talking to son and I'm looking at him and I'm just like, you got dropped on your head a few times, didn't you? I feel like you might have. Like, I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny. Okay, maybe I am. But I mean, it says something to me when you like grown. I promise though, we're gonna start in just a minute. I got you. But it says something to me when you grown. You know what I'm saying? And you still have the reasoning of a child. Like you haven't seen enough to shift your understanding from that place. One of the things that I read in the Bible that I always hold on to when I was a child, I thought I was a child. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole concept of that. Fuck wherever you hear it from. I don't care if it's the Bible, wherever you hear from. If a nigga walking down the street stumbling from being drunk, look at you and say, hey, when I was a child, I thought like a child, but when I was a man, I put away childish things. You know what I'm saying? When you become a man or woman, whatever the case may be, you have to put away childish things. That even means your childish level of understanding about the world is operating around you. Don't be blinded by the fact that like you think shit all good. Like case in point, a motherfucker will go to I heard the other day somebody said they went to a Mariners game. I didn't ask how much the ticket to the game was because I already know that it was going to make my heart hurt. But he said he went and bought a beer, and the beer was like $20.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, I got a beer, a glizzy, and something else. And it was like, he said, I got one for me and one for my lady. We got the same thing, 3 items a piece. And it was like 100 and some Jones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And I was like,
damn.
I was like, now I don't even want to ask how much you paid to get in the game because now this experience has become far outside my realm of understanding. I've never spent that much money to do anything. I never spent that much money to do anything. So, I just remembered something. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all, but it was a reason why I went to the store when I got there yesterday. Anyway.
So I'll put a nice bow on it for you real quick, Sev. There's a reason that psychologists and sociologists coined the term emotional intelligence.
Back to it.
Back to you.
Back to it. And with that,
I'm flyer than everybody. I'm flyer than everybody. You're cloud nine, higher than everybody. We stepping out on the town, we sliding every party.
Man, I'm about to go spin that album again.
Yeah, I just listened to that shit yesterday.
I listened to it like a week ago, but every time I hear that track, I'm like, all right, I'll go.
Fucking hey, man, this guy, man, fucking man, Mad Assassin, what up, bro? Matter of fact, sometime here soon, we have to get you back. When we hit 200, you got to come on. If you ain't on before then, when we hit 200, you got to be here. So, just so you know, I'm pretty sure you watching or listening, whatever the case may be. So you heard me say it, nigga. Anyway, thank y'all so much for indulging our, our conversation. There, it was just something that hit me in the head today, it made me wonder because people be acting crazy out here, and it made me wonder why. But y'all already know where y'all at, man. Pantha Politix Podcast. Thank you so much for being here, yo. I appreciate the fuck out of it. We all do. Salute. While I'm at it, before I get away from the intro, I want to say a very, very special thank you to Renee Davis and to Willie and Tiffany for jumping off our Pod to Pod series. They are awesome. I've still been tapped in. Their podcasts continue to keep me entertained. So make sure y'all check out Melanin Mysteries and Melanin Mayhem podcast. We said we was gonna try to get away from the true crime shit, but up next on Pod to Pod, we got Kay from the infamous ones. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it do what it do. Y'all know me, man. Seven Da Pantha. You see it right there, man. Carolina Hurricane, ridiculous slang, aka your baby mama's favorite rapper, aka Pie Strickland, if you getting the point. And of course, you already know I brought the family with me, yo. I don't never come to this motherfucker alone. Mojo Barnes, what's good, man?
Not much. Actually, not true. There's a lot of things that are good. I mean, you know, I just feel good. It's not every day. It's not every day I can be like, I feel adequate.
I feel adequate.
I feel level. And it's not just the meds.
It's not just
That's a level.
It's not
That's
just
your
the drugs. If you catch my
Just the
drift.
This nigga. Oh my god, yo.
But I'm good, man. Thank you for asking.
Oh no, already, man. Y'all know, just so y'all know, we gotta. It's gonna be an entertaining high notes tonight. I'm gonna just put that out there. I will just put that out there. This is gonna be good.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Only real talk allowed.
Yeah, I'm about to get the album cover and throw it up when you start talking about it, just so everybody can see it. Because I don't want y'all to. Never mind. Anyway, yo, Monster Elicit, what's good, man? How you
listen. These motherfuckers, man.
These are
motherfuckers. Right. I'm gonna try and get through this quick, but if I don't tell the whole story, you don't get the whole.
I've been waiting, so you run it.
All right. I'm gonna Quentin Tarantino this shit. I got 5 yards of bullshit dropped on me.
Oh shit.
So it started, I'm chilling, and then somebody knocks on my back door. Pause. And I'm like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Back.
So I open the door, and it's just some dude standing there. Now, y'all know that every monster's got his bride. The one thing that you should never do to a monster is go to this motherfucker's home, go around back, and when you open the door, he says, hey, I'm looking for her. Why? What are you doing here? Well, I'm looking for her. You didn't answer my question, and you're going to want to real quick. Because at this point, this ain't no Merry Christmas. At this point, this shit, like, I'm standing here, and I got a big-ass speaker next to the door right here. And my shit's right on top. So you got a 1.5 seconds pull. Answer the question very well. Like, and he was like, well, I'm just here to drop something off. Nope. Keep going. Well, I got a load for it. Yeah. Bro, listen to me closely. You called out my girl's name, and you're saying a lot of things. Who the fuck are you? And he says, oh, my name's Mark. I'm from, and he throws out some shit, and I'm like, again, you haven't answered my question.
Who the fuck are you?
To drop off some soil. Now, my chick like gardening. Okay. Now this might start to make a little bit more sense, but why have we been talking this long? She didn't tell me coming. So he was like, well, can you just come out front? I'm like, sure, go ahead. He starts walking, and I grab my shit, put it in my bag, just in case, because now the motherfucker's trying to bring me out of my house.
Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
And sure enough, there's a big-ass dump truck sitting in front of my shit. And he was like, I got 4 yards of fertilizer and 1 yard of veggie mix. And I was like, yo, big dog, you told me you got 5 yards of bullshit in that truck? And he was like, well, I mean, I guess if you want to say it like that. So gives me the paperwork, goes up in the truck, and tries to drop it right in front of my motherfucking driveway. And I was like, yo, nah, drive forward. And sure enough, he drops the biggest pile of shit you'll ever see. And then dips. Doesn't even like acknowledge, just starts driving.
There you go. Gotta go.
And about halfway through this process, P texts me, yo, you good? Sure. So he calls and he's like, so what's up, man? I'm like, dealing with some bullshit. And he hears the whole interaction. Now I'm still on the phone with P. 5 minutes later, this motherfucker comes back.
Oh no.
And drops a second motherfucking load of bullshit on my front yard.
Oh my god.
Oh, he put it in the front this time?
Oh,
he put both of them. Yeah. But yeah, so
we'll let it fly.
This motherfucker doesn't get out of his car again. Even after dropping the second, he just dips. So
activated.
You don't fuck with you, cuz. You don't fuck with you, cuz.
I got the paper. And my lady come back. She's like, yo, they weren't supposed to be here until Saturday.
Jesus Christ. It's fucking Wednesday.
They wasn't.
But they was.
Well, it was Monday.
What are we gonna do?
That was Monday.
Have a big pile of shit outside.
That was on Monday?
That was on Monday.
Yeah.
That's crazy, son.
Yeah. And I was like, and your man's almost got. So just in case they call, you might want to hear the story.
Right.
Oh,
and she was like, well, I might have to buy from them again. Did you have to be mean? And I was like, next time, have this motherfucker announce himself. And you might want to be a little bit more communicative.
Yeah, because, you know.
Why did you go around the house?
I should know that.
Yeah, I sincerely hate.
There's a front door.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have so many
every
questions.
time I'm there.
I'm like, yo, if you are trying to get some dangling on the side, like this was elaborate as fuck.
Right. Yeah.
You get extra points because you said dingling. You got extra points for using the word dingling. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You get extra points for that. And I might put it
when a
up
motherfucker drives
drop
a dump truck with 5 yards of bullshit in it. This motherfucker ain't got no Johnson. He ain't got no dick. He just got dangling.
Bro, that shit is crazy.
I was pissed. And then it's Washington. It started raining today.
Created the diary.
Now you got 5.
So now I got 5 yards of wet bullshit. Out from my house.
Damn. Bro, that shit crazy. Damn, I'm glad you told that story. I needed that. That is insane. You know, going to work wasn't so bad. Going to work was kind of cool, actually, in comparison. All right.
What crazy stuff happens over there?
You know, man, shit. It is what it is. Man, P7, my man.
Yo.
What's going on with you, brother?
Oh man, just got done editing a little documentary, behind the scenes documentary for my man Mojo. Mojo. For a little show that we're working on called Beyond the Mic, a little for the network. It's gonna be coming out.
It will be in
the future.
Word up.
So yeah, I got that done. That was nice because I went from like 45 minutes, 50 minutes cut way down to something nice and tight that I feel really, really good about. And that's been a while since I felt good about pulling some stuff together.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. No one's gonna pause. No one's gonna hit that. I threw it out there.
I don't
ball that up.
I did hit the pause. I just don't have access to the photo.
Come on, baby.
Come on. That was a good
Come on, baby.
Anyway,
come on, baby. You know it's nice and tight.
Yo, One of these days we gonna break the fucking pause meter. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. Wow. Come on, baby.
You know, we only did a couple of these.
Why all of a sudden you sound like that pedophile dude on Family Guy?
You heard me. Oh my God. Yes, he does.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
That's okay.
You look nice and strong.
As long as I'm making everybody smile, that's okay. I'll be the fucking the clown.
This thing is crazy.
Get entertained.
How was your weekend, Sam?
Oh, I mean, it was cool, man. It was cool. You know, I got to see some people that I hadn't seen in a little bit, so that was dope. And I got to write some bars. Got some time to write for a change. That was kind of cool. And then I just got you know what? I'm gonna say this. I remember when I was young and I used to get real excited about the weekend coming. And then you would think, because I work Monday through Friday, that I would get excited about the weekend coming. And sometimes I do. But more often than not, you know what I find myself thinking? I've come to the point in my life where the things that I want to achieve have allowed me to never have a day off. So even my days off are not days off. So the weekend don't really mean as much.
By the time I was your age, I had 12 jobs.
12 jobs. Let me Bomba Clan. He's a baby. Oh, I don't care if he's a baby. I used to drive taxi. I ran the milk shop, and I was a police officer. Oh, when I was 2. Yo, that shit wild. So, yo, that fucking skit used to fucking kill me every fucking time. Yep. Every fucking time.
Yeah, my family embrace that shit because we're from Jamaica, man. We love that shit.
See what I mean? See what I mean? Bro, yeah. I gotta ask y'all a question. What is the strangest thing you've ever seen with your own 2 eyes?
White people.
I've seen some weird things. I've seen some things, man. I've seen some things.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to
you know what's crazy?
What's crazy? You know, actually, you know what's crazy?
That was a preemptive pause. That was a preemptive pause.
Oh, you just cut me off.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Crazy stuff like, you know, vegetables growing out of concrete, like fish helping people, you know, fish, other fish. That's crazy. You know,
well, pray tell would they do things of this nature? I don't know. Let us see.
Especially when you can buy a bunch of bullshit.
Grow vegetables, but growing them in brick cracks? That's a new one. It all started when a woman was cleaning her yard and noticed some wild grass sprouting between the bricks. She figured if grass could grow there, why not vegetables? So she decided to give it a shot. After cleaning the yard, she sprinkled cabbage seeds into the brick gaps. Sure enough, before long, the seeds sprouted, and soon, full-grown cabbages were poking out from between the bricks. With this success, it was like she had unlocked a new world of possibilities. She expanded her brick garden, planting peppers and even watermelons. But the real kicker? She managed to grow radishes in those brick cracks. We all know radishes typically grow underground, but these radishes seemed perfectly content growing in midair, much to the amazement of onlookers. One commenter quipped, "This woman's talents are wasted on Earth. Next time someone heads to the moon, they should bring her along. Who knows, maybe she can grow veggies there too."
Okay, a little.
So my question becomes, why is he trying to send this bitch to the moon?
Yeah, that's a little. I find that to be a little overzealous because I'm like, yeah, okay, we get it. You think she's cool as fuck, but do you understand? There's no fucking oxygen up there,
bro. She was breaking them trees off like it was nothing, though.
Yo,
I ain't gonna lie.
She's growing in brick cracks.
Son, every time this motherfucker said brick cracks, I was like,
I know it's like gratuitous use of the word crack.
All I kept thinking, pre-pause. All I kept thinking about every time you say that, all I keep thinking about is the thing in a thought. Brick crack. This is fucking crazy.
Grow that brick garden.
You know what I mean? That shit is wild. Now,
Shit, I was in when they said
Mind
do
you-
watermelon. I was like, yo, you can grow a watermelon?
Yeah, no, that's actually kind of
It
lit.
That is
grows right up through
stereotypical.
the crack.
That is so stereotypical. That's so stereotypical. You got watermelon and crack. This is some racist ass shit we got going on here.
Tupac would be
I hate
ashamed.
watermelon, actually. I hate watermelon.
I hate watermelon. Yeah, I don't eat that shit no way. So yeah.
No, shit.
Oh
Okay,
man.
I mean,
I don't
it's
fuck
good
with that
fruit. All right.
But you know what else is crazy? You know what else is crazy? Fish that help fishermen catch fish. Go ahead and roll the clip. Roll the next. Fishermen
But I
that
got-
help catch fish.
Roll that
But-
shit.
Roll that shit.
Wait, you said I'm confused.
Snitchy ass
Sea
fish.
urchins,
Go ahead, roll
they
that.
do something unusual. They stop to crack them open and feed the fish. But this isn't just
More crack.
kindness, it's survival. Because fish find it very difficult to crack and eat invasive sea urchins. So the
crack.
fish lead the divers to clusters of urchins, and while the fish get fed, the divers' baskets get filled. However, one fish, the damselfish, has taken this partnership to another level. It has started taming the divers. This little gardener spends its days tending to its algae farm, weeding out snails, and fiercely chasing off intruders. But black sea urchins, they don't just eat the roots of the plants and even ruining what they don't eat with their spines. The little damselfish tries to remove them one by one or toss them into a neighbor's garden. But by the next day, dozens more take their place, leaving not even a single seedling behind. That's why, when damselfish see a diver collecting urchins, they rush over, leading them to their garden for a little help.
Hey,
Hey, yo.
Oh, hey, man, what they find
you
the Frank
missed the
Lucas
spot.
fish at? So that's the Frank Lucas fish?
Fire.
That's what they call that? The Frank Lucas fish?
Yeah, snitchy fish.
damn.
Snitchy McRat.
That's some
Snitchy McRat ass
bullshit.
fish.
The gunna fish, the 6'9"
Oh,
fish.
the 6 Takashi fish. The Takashi son.
God, he's 6'9".
The Takashi 6'9" fish. That shit is crazy. You know what though? The wildest shit about that, all of that, is that I used to watch a show called Zoo and shit, right? And Zoo was ill because like Zoo was like, it started off real simple. Like it was like this, I think it was like a dog or some birds, one or the other. Can't remember which one was first, but it just was acting out of character. And they couldn't figure out what was going on. But as time went on, you start seeing the animals communicating with each other, like even different species of animals communicating with each other. And they starting to form up in the animals was like, enough of this shit. Enough. The plants can't fight you, so we will. But we sick of y'all shit. And that's what it made me think about. Like, this is like the beginning of it. Hey, I'm telling right here. So then when you find out like the black sea urchins start doing drive-bys on the fucking damselfish and shit, you seeing the evolution of what snitching gets you. Don't be a rat. Don't be a rat. Don't be a rat. Yo, you know the funny shit? Saying that. You feel me? How you two cat dog ass niggas and shit? Like, I'm stupid. I didn't even watch that shit. I just knew it came on. But I be thinking sometimes about animals because I will say this, since I moved out here and saw the way people's relationships with animals out here in the Northwest is, it changed my perspective on some things. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it's not to say that people back east didn't, have good relationships, but I just wasn't around a bunch of motherfuckers with animals when I was on the East because I just don't do it. So, just to be around people who have pets and see how they interact with them and then watch the pets themselves. Like sometimes I'll catch myself high and just watching the animal do and shit. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy that you do that. Like, that's dope. That's dope as fuck. I'm watching this motherfucker, like people over here getting on my last nerve. And I'm just like, this motherfucker's cool though. Like, be like this motherfucker right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, be like this guy. That's what I'm saying. Shit.
Dog's like, nah, he been a bitch.
I only keep him around for the kibble, man.
Let me ask y'all a question. How do y'all feel about this?
Well,
so
sorry.
Nah. So okay, case in point. When we was coming up, right, they had like the explicit lyric stickers on albums and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they still do it, but like, albums really anything at the, for the most part. But like when it was a big deal, you know what I'm saying? The explicit warning sticker was on there to warn you about what was about to happen inside of here. Okay, give you some concept of what this is really all about in case you miss it. You know what I'm saying? Now, no way you was gonna miss it on NWA because they was like, crazy motherfucking name. It was like the first 3 words. Like nigga was like, fuck that shit. But how would you feel though if in the current era where our children are growing up, you know what I'm saying? If record stores were still a thing, but you noticed that somebody took all the explicit lyric stickers off, and now you have no idea what your kid's listening to.
I have no idea what my kids are listening to.
Well, I mean, I feel you, but I mean,
at this point, it ain't nothing that they ain't never heard. But if you go ahead, P. No, because I was gonna go on to something else. So go ahead if you want to say something.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, honestly, the explicit stickers to me were not for, I don't know, I think they were for parents and the retail dude, right? If you're under 18 and you're trying to come up to the counter and be like, yo, I like to get this CD, and he saw that sticker, he'd be like, you can't get this CD, right? That's it. No, you're not old enough to buy that shit, right? Exactly. Parents is like, hey, can you go buy me an NWA record, Mom, for Christmas? Right? And then it's like they go there and they see that little sticker. It's like, oh, no, I ain't buying that. I'll get you the Kids Bop version. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, I don't know, I have not had it nowadays, or even back then with my kids. Like, it didn't stop me from buying them. I found a way to cop them, even when I was underage. And then after that, it doesn't really matter. I'm overage now. I'm still gonna go get it. You know what I mean?
You just gotta go to the Burn Man. Mm-hmm. But no. So what I was gonna say, if you want to talk about something crazy, the explicit label was put on by the system to be like, yo, going back to that morality issue. Yo, this has bad language. So we need to tell you that. What if it was the system that took the label off because all of a sudden the thing up front just wasn't like jiving with the system? Case in point.
I can see that.
If y'all want to hear something wild, in 2010, they released a version of Robin Hood, right? At the very beginning of it, they had one of them little intros that they do, music playing, words pop up. Kind of like you said, a way to intro, like what you're about to see, what you're about to hear. Yeah.
Yes.
But when the words say, here, I got it somewhere because I was going to show y'all. In times of tyranny and injustice, when law oppresses the people, the outlaw takes his place in history. Sounds dope.
I like that. I like that.
Good teaser.
Now,
nice little log.
Why, when this movie makes it to Amazon Prime, that ain't there no more? Screen's blank. It's got the nice little like parchment, like little screen up.
Mm-hmm.
Where the words would usually be written on the parchment. The words ain't there. Blanked that shit out. But only in the US.
Oh shit. It just got real. It just got real. It just got real. It just got fucking real. Hey, you know what though? You're right. That is insane, but it's not shocking. It's not shocking at all.
Ain't surprising, but it's crazy.
I am not surprised at all, bro.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
So
they want.
You just never know what the intro is gonna bring, but sometimes.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Monster. In America, since this is the only place that they took it off, are they worried about us stealing from the rich and giving it to the poor, or just killing the rich? Is it United Healthcare stuff too early? Is it too soon?
Well,
hey man, I love Mario Brothers. Stop
it's
playing.
the thief that takes his place in history. Maybe your place in history just ain't there because you ain't here no more.
Can I play y'all something?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of leans into what we talking about right now.
It was made during my first term, and it was so sad because they said, "Can you imagine? I'm not going to be president," and that's too bad. And then what happened is they rigged the election, and I became president. So that was a good thing. That was quite an achievement.
In case anybody didn't hear that, he said they rigged the election, and I became president. Is what he just said. They rigged the election, and I became president.
It's a good thing.
Dog, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. And Eat a Mad Assassin, thank you. They playing in our fucking face, yo. They are playing in our motherfucking face. Are you serious?
They ain't playing. They're just not hiding no more. It's just bold.
Yo. That shit is insane. Okay.
They literally are pissing on our heads and calling it rain.
Bro, I did not mean to redirect traffic like that, but when I saw that, I was like, wait, what? Somebody sent it to me, and I was just like, wait, what?
So, if you want to talk about crazy Trump, I got another one for you. Now, I'm sorry I didn't pull up the audio, but it don't really matter because I might be an asshole, but I try and be transparent. I can tell you this has not been proven legitimate yet. It's actually nobody can find if this is real, and from all intents and purposes, he never said this in an interview that was released. But there is an audio out there where he's talking about daylight savings time. Now, he traditionally hasn't taken a heavy stance on daylight savings time because, a bunch of people like it, a bunch of people don't. So he's like, yo, I'm not going to waste my fucking time. I got people to kill or oppress or, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Right. Depending on how I feel when I wake up tomorrow.
But there's an audio out there where he says, no, daylight saving time has to go because we lose an hour every day or every year. Now imagine a kid sitting in a hospital with his grandma who's dying. And if daylight savings time hits, she's going to die an hour earlier.
Think of the grandmothers. And grandsons.
What the entire fuck?
So at 2 a.m., when it drops down to 1 a.m., well, now she died at 1 a.m. So Grandmama lost an hour. Big Mama Dad.
That's how this works.
So apparently, time is very linear now. And everything that we've learned about time being a construct and time being something that we built. That all goes out the window. Shit. And yeah.
I just had a thought. So what if you start smashing, right? And you hitting for an hour, but then daylight savings time hit and time go back.
And you jump forward. Bro, you lasted negative 58 minutes.
That's if it goes forward, but if it goes back, now you a G, right? You did 3 hours, right? You did 2 hours of a marathon.
That shit is crazy.
Smash for an hour and 3 minutes.
Real talk. That actually did happen to me. We were going. Yeah, seriously, it did happen. At the end of it all, we looked up at the clock because we had someplace we had to be, so we were trying to sneak it in. You know what I mean? And that's when we found out that that clock had gone forward an hour. You know what I mean? So we were like,
"Oh
we're late.
shit,
real late."
Oh no, Sacre bleu. Yo, I gotta say, man,
because it was like 2 hours.
You know the funniest thing I seen all day. I just seen the funniest thing I seen all day when I looked down at the screen. I seen the funniest thing I seen all day when I looked down at the screen just now. I said, does it? Before I even, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not much of one for campaigning. Not really. Not really. I don't do a lot of campaigning. I do, whatever I do, put it out there. We push how we push and put it in front of you. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes there's certain things in the world that are so important that you literally have to build a campaign to ensure that you mobilize the right people to make sure that this thing comes to fruition. So I would be remiss if I did not, before we get into the very, very explosive edition of high notes that you should be expecting tonight, I would be remiss if I did not allow my brother, Monster Elicit, as you can see, Pope Elicit the First, to continue his campaign, supported wholeheartedly by Pantha Politix Network, Monster for Pope. Now, I know we have a very specific thing that we wanted to bring to the table to highlight for the folks. So, you know what I'm going to do? Because it only makes sense that we do this. It's a campaign, right?
Yeah.
So, let's allow my brother to campaign.
Step to the podium.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of craziness that happens in the church. And sometimes folks are wild. Sometimes it ain't even their fault. Sometimes it might even be after they dead. And they just get treated crazy. Now, in 1958, Pius XII. Now, this one, he fucked up after he died. Because he told him, yo, when I die, because they have the remembrance. Come view the Pope. Look at the old dead white man. He was like, yo, don't take out my organs. Leave them in. I want him to see all of me. And they did. Because in 1958, something that they were starting to do, but hadn't quite perfected yet, was embalming. Now, they had heard about some things that had happened. So they were like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Usually, when something happens, it happens in the gut. So they wrapped that motherfucker in saran wrap all around his stomach and started filling him. You remember 36 Chamber where he was like, I'm going to sew your asshole clothes and keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you. They saran wrapped this motherfucker and then just started filling him. And then they let the people go and see. And on day 4, this motherfucker's chest blew out.
What?
And by the end of the day, his fingers had fallen off. But the thing is, they traditionalists, so they can't take the body out. The smell was so bad that the Swiss Guard had to change their procedures. I don't know if y'all know anything about the Swiss Guard, but they don't take that shit lightly. Think about this, the fucking Secret Service times 1,000. These guys take their job very personally, but they were like, yo, I can't take it. And they started dropping. They fainting. So they had to change the Swiss Guard every 15 minutes.
God.
Just to make sure that these dudes didn't shit themselves and die. But they still let people go and look at them. And that is how Pope Pius XII was remembered and viewed. And all I'm saying is that if I was Pope, that shit wouldn't happen.
Oh, man. You got my vote, because that's gross.
And you know what the next time when we come back, next episode, I've been thinking about it. I got the little joint to do. We're gonna have your campaign music queued up. We're gonna do this thing right. We're gonna make it do what it do. But y'all already know, Monster for Pope, Pope Elicit the first. Fuck all them other cornballs. They ain't know what time it was, but he do. It's all about balance, man. It's all about balance.
It's all about balance.
All about balance. It's all about balance.
Oh,
It's all about balance. Or it could be something completely different. Let's
It's Mojo.
what's up, everybody? It's High Notes, where we cover everything from buds to beats, baby. Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
So this episode is actually going to be really fun because I was excited to have an opportunity to kick some of the bud to the other members of the pod. So P's had an opportunity to try it. Sev's had an opportunity to try it. Monster don't smoke weed. I obviously have had an opportunity to try it, and so this time around, I want to talk about the weed first, and then we can get into the music. We got some Durban Poison from Ella. Now, this brand, this is the first time I've smoked it. I can't find them nowhere online except for where they're selling it. I'm like, that's cool, but the weed itself is actually really, really nice. As it fades. Well, look at that cola. Look at that. So I mean, it's got that nice kind of piney color. Like when I grabbed a bud out of the bag, it's spicy, you know, like it kind of has this sweet kind of spicy aroma to it. Even the smoke, it gives you like this really sort of piney taste. It's not overly sweet because I really only get that out of the aroma. But yeah, and I really like this. Durban Poison is a sativa for those that don't know. I don't know of any sort of crosses for this strain itself. Like it seems like this is one of those ones that was just grown and it was just an original type of strain. But yeah, this is a really good one. It's not overly energetic. Gives me the focus, but it doesn't make me want to like bounce off of the walls. So I felt like it was a really good one to smoke with anything, honestly. But yeah, shout out to Zigzag because we got our joints, you know what I'm saying? But if we could hop into the music, or actually let me hear your guys's overall view on the strain itself. Or hell, even this version from this company.
Well, because I don't really smoke sativas. I'm more of an indica guy, so this was like, you know, a different kind of high for me. I was like, you're right, it's not super energetic, which I was kind of worried about it being, because indicas always get my mind really, really racing and get me kind of bouncing off and wanting to do stuff, pausing, coming back, doing stuff, and never really connected. This only had me doing that a little bit. So it wasn't bad. I got a more citrusy notes from it when I was smoking it. The pininess was nice, and that kind of stuff, but it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't overpowering in the pininess. But the citrusy notes, and it broke apart. I smoked mine in a bowl, so it broke apart really nicely. It was nice and fluffy enough to be able to put in the bowl without any sticks and stems. It was nice. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Durban Poison before, but it was damn, I can't remember who it was from. This one definitely was a little this one's definitely a little smooth. I'm smoking it now. So yeah, it's definitely a little smoother than the previous. And there's definitely a I feel you on the piney color. Like when I first seen it, I was like, ooh, that just looks dope. You know what I'm saying? It broke up nice. It was, you know, it was easy on the grinder, easy to roll. Shit smokes good. Not a lot of choking, which is For me with a sativa, I usually cough a lot with a sativa, but I didn't with this. So yeah, I'm fucking with it. Absolutely. Salute to them.
For sure. The one thing I like the way you guys kind of described the bud. I didn't really go into that, but yeah, I absolutely agree. It's not terribly sticky, so that it's just smushed whenever you try to do anything with it. You grind it up, it's not gunking up your grinder. It is easy to roll. So yeah, it's taken off all of my boxes for like a really nice strain. Monster, do you want to talk about a vape? You got a vape that you tried recently at all, or no? You still sticking with the?
No, I got a new one, but I was just saying pause because you said a couple things.
I know I've been trying to navigate so much. I was like, grab the bud from the bag, not pull it out. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's when you started going down the sticky route that you just started going downhill.
I know, but you know, you gotta speak in terms that the weed users understand.
So this one is interesting. So it's that same brand that was racist, and it's all white. So they went in head first. But the reason that this one is interesting, because you can see that it's white with the little accent, like pink nipple, right? It's called Straw Melons. I'm pretty sure that my vape, and it's good, but I'm pretty sure that it's talking about titty fucking.
God hard. Hard.
Yeah.
FTC hates us right now.
They it's okay. It's okay.
So,
they'll be all right.
It's good.
Well, good.
So it's good.
I definitely recommend this to the weed smokers that pay attention. So I got this. I had actually gotten this for those that are from Seattle or peruse the southern portion of Seattle or wherever. If you're getting close, it's in fucking Georgetown. I'll just say that it's in fucking. I went to Reef.
He was trying to get way too slow.
Yeah, no, I was, and I was like, you know what? Let's reel it back a sec. I just went to Reef in Georgetown. So if you want a pretty decent, if you want a pretty decent ounce for a decent price, decent quality, this is definitely the one to try. This is like a good wake and bake type of a sativa. I could really enjoy this with a cup of coffee or whatever, brunch. If you're feeling fancy. Brunch. Feeling fancy on a Sunday.
That's why
you hang out in South Seattle.
That's why Mojo's my guy. He was like, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna blaze, get brunch.
a couple of flapjacks.
It's gonna be a nice little day,
Strawberries, a little honey on the So.
Yo, that's crazy.
What about music, Mojo?
Yeah, let's get into the music, my guy. So, all right. This time on high notes, and I feel like it's been a little while since we've done a music review. Probably just because it's a every weekend, not a week type of thing. But we covered PNW Nils. I'm not really remembering where I discovered this particular individual. I don't know if it was from some trip to Oregon, Portland, whatever, or if it was somewhere in the traveling across Washington. I really don't remember, but I was like, hey, this guy should probably get an opportunity. But we covered an album called Ultraviolet. And so when I looked at it, it's got an aesthetic to it. It's got that like lo-fi kind of aesthetic to it. It's the imagery is there. It just kind of makes you think, all right, cool, I'm about to get into some real underground-esque type of music. It screams underground independent just based off of the cover alone, in my opinion, at least. But when you get into the music, it's tough. It's a very tough listen. I am not going to lie. I only made it halfway through this motherfucker because I really could not get through it. I just could not get through it. This is not. It's never to be an asshole or talk shit, but you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. This is one of those ones you gotta really like want to finish this, or if you seriously support this gentleman, you know, you probably will listen to the whole thing. However, when I was listening to it, and I'll let you guys kind of give your 2 cents on it, but when I was listening to it, I was getting this vibe of like, you know, I feel like Kid Cudi. I feel like I'm doing the humming and I'm doing the vocalizing and stuff like that in a way that reminds me of Man on the Moon, Kid Cudi, or if we're going into Man on the Moon 2. Not necessarily with the rapping. And granted, there are a couple of songs that have a verse that sounds good, but for the most part, I felt like he was trying just a little bit too hard to imitate this style, and whether or not that was the point, I will never know. I have no intentions on asking because I'm not that interested. I got to simp, so it's a little bit more than halfway. I got to simp, and then I'm like, I can't do it anymore. So this, not even 5 joints could save this one. So if I'm being honest, like I really couldn't like sacrifice my weed to try to get through this project. I did not like this whatsoever. I just did not like the structure of the rhymes. I didn't feel like there was any consistency with the patterns. I didn't understand a lot of what was being talked about. I just think this is just one of those. Like I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't want to go in any further because then at that point I just feel like I'm beating a dead horse. But
oh shit.
Yeah, what did you guys think about it? What were your thoughts? Did you have to face the whole joint? Were you able to get through it?
All right, so brother, I want to say thank you for saying that. Because I thought I was just out of touch. So I was listening to it in my living room, just kind of chilling back before I smoked outside, came back in and listening to it in the living room. My kids actually liked it, right? They were like, "Who's this?" And they were sitting back kind of listening to it with me. Now they weren't really bopping to it, and we all kind of started talking about it for a brief second. And it was just, I like the melody. I like some of the melodies. I like the fact you don't have to think about it too much. It's not too deep. It's great background music is what I heard, right? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's nothing that shocks you or like gets you to really perk up and pay attention. It's got some kind of good little hooks to it, but it's nothing memorable. It's if you're gonna do like study music, background music, or if you're riding in your car and you're talking with having good conversation and you want a good background soundtrack, some of these tracks are pretty good for that. But as far as kind of like, I don't know, it felt like it was going to be some deep emo music. You know what I mean? Like talking about some real stuff, and it just didn't go anywhere.
Never quite made it.
Started talking about something. Yeah, he started talking about something, and then it just dropped. And it was just like, what are we doing here? And now I gotta say, I screwed up the first time I listened to it. Okay, the first time I listened to it through Spotify, and I didn't click actually into the album, so I was getting snippets. I was getting like the 30-second thing. I was like, "Is this really the album?" I was really upset because it wasn't doing anything for me. So I was like, "Yo, this guy didn't even put together a full track. Like, what is going on?" But then I figured that hell out. Smoked again, went back in, and that's what I told you about. But yeah, I wasn't impressed by this at all. So.
All right.
So that was you done.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. Nope. I got to hear all of this. I got to hear all of it.
Mumble rappers frustrate me.
Yeah.
Like wholeheartedly. Now I will say on the first album it wasn't as bad. So here, let me tell you the journey that I went down. I listened to the album. And I was like, well, that's not for me. But hey, he's got other music. I'm going to go check it out because I actually kind of like dude's voice,
No
but he's not using it well. So I was like, but maybe he's grown, because he just dropped an album a few days ago, a little 5-track EP.
Yeah, I listened to that too.
So there's Ultraviolet, that was in 2022. He had another album after that in 2023, and then he dropped in 2024 3 different versions of Ultraviolet. He dropped an instrumental, a wildly sped up version, and a wildly slowed down version. And I'm like, oh, so you knew you didn't have nothing to rap about, and you still don't. So you're just doing stuff. But the 5-track EP that he just dropped is called Until Later. And this character on the cover, it offers hope. And this must be a character that he sticks with, because it's on all of his album covers. But and it looks like it's gonna be something like grimy. Now the final EP is like 12 minutes long, and I even have a hard time calling it a rap album, because through most of the album he's trying to harmonize. It's almost like an R&B album where he's just throwing in some bars here and there. Throughout all 5 tracks, there might be like 2 actual like rap verses. Everything else is him harmonizing. And it's like, bro, you got a voice. Like, use it. But I can't understand what you're saying because you are mumbling. And the few things that I do pick up, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I really do like the dude's voice. And I even tried to go like past the assignment to figure out if there was just something that I was missing. Because I do think that there's potential there. To me, this seems like somebody who picked up a microphone and 2 or 3 people around him said, yo, you're really good. So he just kind of keeps doing like random shit, and he's got a few yes men around him. If he actually had some people around him that would challenge him and like try to direct him and have him utilize his talents in a good way, I could see some good stuff coming from it. But this is not it. I can't even say that he's going to be a dope Seattle rapper, like, because at this point he's confused if he's a rapper. But there's potential.
I would agree with that. I definitely think there is potential. I think everybody who has the ability to stay on key has the potential. Anybody who can sing in tempo, in sync with the tempo, who can rap within the tempo, like I feel like there is potential for most people. But obviously, we're talking about, where's your creativity at that point with your stories or whatever it is you decide to rap about. It's a broader scope, but definitely potential. Yeah. But the one album was not my favorite. But Seb, I know you've been waiting.
Nah, I ain't even okay, I was about to bullshit. No, I'm not. Look, I'm the type of person that, and y'all know, like, if you genuinely put forth the effort and you really care about what you're doing, and I see that there's some capability to take it at least somewhere close to where you think you're gonna take it to, I ain't got no problem hopping in the car with you. It's cool. Let's rock. What you want to do? You need a verse? Got you. You need help finding producers? Got you. No problem. Whatever. Because I see it. I gotta be completely honest. I did a very similar thing, Monster. I heard Ultraviolet and I was like, yeah, nah. But it's a new joint. Let me try that one. So I listened to the 5-track joint. And much like you said, it was a lot of harmonizing. What it really came down to for me was this. There's a lack of depth there that generally exists in that kind of music. Even I could even go to Mojo Barnes, who also makes emotional music, moody music. But Mojo say shit, like really says shit that make you be like, damn, like, yeah, like, hell yeah, I feel you. Or damn, I never thought of that. There was none of that for me in either project. Like, even the couple of verses that sounded good only sounded good because everything else sounded bad. And I'm not saying this to be I ain't some hip-hop bully. Don't get it twisted. Like, it is what it is. Like, this is just me being brutally honest because I feel like a part of you wants to be, if you ever see this, I don't know if you will, I don't really give a fuck one way or the other. But if you do, is your actual desire to take that thing that you're doing and make it turn into something that literally speaks for you when you no longer walk on this planet? Because if that happened right now, you wouldn't want that to speak for you. Let it be something else you've done already. Not that. Because that ain't it. You should think about that every single time you put the pen to the paper, type some shit on your phone, step in front of a fucking microphone with a beat playing. Think about that every single time. You got to live with this shit forever. It ain't never going nowhere. As soon as you put it out there, there it is. Tweet and delete all you want. Somebody screenshotted that shit already. Fuck what you heard. Upload, download. Fuck that. Somebody already downloaded that shit 2 seconds after you uploaded it because they follow you and they stalkers and they ain't got no fucking life and they on the internet all the time. Think about that shit. Like, this sounds like a motherfucker that said, that picked up a pen during the pandemic and said, I'm bored. Let me do something. That's what it sounds like to me. Your heart ain't in that shit. It can't be. There's no way you heard that shit and was like, yeah. Hell yeah. No. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect artist. I ain't nowhere close to it. But the one thing I know, if I don't know nothing else, if I don't know shit else about music ever in life, I know what writing means. I don't give a fuck if you write it with a pen, if you think about it in your head before you spit it. If you do 4 bars, sit down and think of the next 4 and go do that, however your process works. I've seen people do it every single way possible. The difference between them and the niggas that heard that's how they did it and tried to bite that shit, the difference between those people is these motherfuckers got something to say. And this is the way they chose to tell it to you. You ain't decided that yet. Not yet. You still playing with it right now. Pause. But I don't know, man. And I will say, yeah, potential maybe. You know what I'm saying? Just at this juncture, it's all up to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening in your life? Whatever's happening in your life that made you write this, I could take the same concept, same verse, the same things you're talking about and turn it into something you wouldn't even recognize, and it's your words. The pen still matter, yo. Don't let nobody ever, that all that singing and vibing shit, that shit cool. Great. Cute. But dog, it still come down to that. Fuck what you heard. It still come down to that. And you ain't got it. Not yet. Shit.
Well, that was an intense episode of High Notes. This is Mojo Barnes. We got Seven Da Pantha, P7, Monster Elicit. This is High Notes, where we cover everything from butts to beats, bitch.
Baby!
Yo, Sev.
Yo.
Somebody's getting a phone call.
Based off of something you were saying, there was something that I heard a little while ago that it's been fucking with my head and really been like not redirecting me because I know the answer to what I'm doing. but it's made me look at a lot of people and a lot of things differently. And I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it. And what you were saying sparked the question.
Okay.
So this person wasn't talking to me, but I heard the question. Somebody said, yo, I want this. Right? And the question they asked, the person that he was talking to, they said, do you really want it? Or do you just want people to see that you have it? And I was like, you need to shut the fuck up now. Because you are talking to one of them and you are a child. That's what that question showed. So just stop. So while you were talking, it hit me like, you know, with the young buck there, it's like, yo, like, why are you doing this? Do you really want to do this? Or do you just want people to see you doing it? But I think that there's a lot of things to examine in this world around the desire of things and where that desire comes from. And yeah, so I know what I want to do. I know what I want to achieve, and I know why I want to achieve those things.
Right.
So it hasn't really redirected me as far as my goals, but it has redirected how I see other people and how some of those hurdles that get in the way at times, what the motivations behind some of those hurdles might be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I don't know. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts. I know that's very like broad and existential, but like most of y'all are high, and Percy don't need to be high.
I'm high as shit. I'm high as motherfucker.
Hey, Dad.
You know what? I'm gonna let y'all. That actually make me think about something specific. So I'm gonna let y'all go first, and then I'll utilize my opportunity to roll it into what it made me think about. But like, yeah, please proceed.
So I got a question, again, a clarifying question. Mm-hmm. So are you asking, are people doing what they're doing because of the perceived whatever of it versus the actual heart and love of it? Is that what you're saying? How you're seeing people now? You're starting to see their actual motivations for what they're doing?
Yeah. So, you know, and you can kind of take it wherever you want. For me, like I said, I know where I'm going and I know why. But some of the hurdles that we hit, some of the people that drag their feet in, you know, that have dedicated to going along that path with us. If you don't really want something for yourself, if you don't really like have the desire, but you just want people to see you have this nice shiny toy or all this success, you want people to see you be a rapper. Like if the end game is the desire and it's not the journey or the task itself or the appreciation of a culture, or like I said, you can attribute it to anything, but in being able to examine the purpose behind their wants, it's opened up some new thought processes to see, like, maybe I shouldn't be fucking with this person at all because they've shown me time and time again that their want isn't from the journey. It's from like, yeah, I just want to have them see me do this. And I can't fuck with that.
That shit's crazy.
So if you're using those people as the herders, right? Let me ask you this. Do you believe because you know what you want and because you know where you're headed that you're not supposed to have obstacles and things get in the way of that journey?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you believe that? Okay. And do you believe that those obstacles are not teaching you something? Because obviously we're having this conversation. So my opinion, because you're shaking your head, my opinion is that the obstacles, the people that have been half-stepping, not stepping up to the game or whatever, for their journey, they're being challenged about what they really want. For me, I'm learning how to discern between the people that are actually for me and the ones that are actually slowing me down or being anchors or against me. You feel me? So that's what I'm going to learn. So I know I'm going to have obstacles. I know I'm going to have problems. I know things are going to come up. But because I want it, I keep persevering. Those that fall away to the wayside, I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? Because that's their journey. They're going to go down some, Mario Brothers pipe and shit and end up in the underworld, have to deal with their own shadow self and deal with all that. I got that shit. And again, hopefully they've learned and they've grown. You know what I'm saying? But if not, I'm still moving forward and still going to where I got to go.
Yeah. No, and I'm right there with you. And I expect the obstacles. I welcome the obstacles. I mean, shit, I'm a problem solver. That's what I do. But it was just looking at it from a psychological point of view, because I know that you study people. I know Sev studies people. I know Mojo is a person. So with that, but with that, like, Mojo has, like, whether or not he wants to admit it or actually talk at any given point, Mojo gets very in tune with people, and that's why his bar hits so heavy. Pause, just in case. But so all of that, like, we all have a study of people, whether it be through the industry or our business or just who we are, just our makeup. So none of that. It's just like I'm completely in line with what you're saying. I'm not against the obstacle. It just gave me maybe a newfound appreciation to examining where their desire is coming from, because at some point I'm very much the same way, where I was just like, yo, you're slowing me down. So I'm just going to cut the rope because I'm not going to let you be an anchor. But it can also allow me the capability now of asking that question and saying, yo, maybe you don't want this. Now, if this is all you're looking for is the notoriety of doing this, then okay, let's find what your passions and capabilities are. And then at that point, we can still get you to that same grandiose platform that you're looking for, but it's by doing something that you care about, not something that you think is going to get you
there.
Right. Slippery slope. That's a slippery slope, man. Because, like, as you're trying to placate their false desire, it's going to make you go down paths. So that's what I've learned. Like, my clients would tell me what they want to achieve, and we set up a whole package for it. And then when I finally boil everything down, because they're not following through with the stuff that they need to do, that shows me their desire, shows me how much they want it. And when they don't follow through, right? And then you have to ask the question at the end of the day, because I got that little exit interview. Why didn't you fulfill yourself? What do you really want? Did we help you and all that good stuff? You find out they really didn't want it. They didn't want the work. They didn't want the effort that it would take to birth the thing, right? So, and I guess for a lot of dudes I'm dealing with, obviously they've never been pregnant, so they never had to know how hard it is to sit there and carry a baby. I guess, right?
Shit.
I don't know about anything about it, but I've been with my wife, so But like, they don't understand that this takes work. They want, like you said, to your point, the notoriety, and they want the fame and all that good stuff, but they don't understand what it takes to actually earn that. And it's earned. It's not just given to you; it's earned. Like, that's like one DMX line. It was like, I've been doing this thing for 19 years, and that was on his first debut album. You know what I mean? So it's like, how you, if you haven't put in 20 years doing this, I know I've done like 25 doing what I'm doing. I'm just now starting to realize. But if you haven't done 20 years in any particular industry, you ain't really doing the work because you ain't really caring about it. And then, honestly, going back to the high notes thing, that guy sounded like he hadn't put no time in. Like, he just got here. It was fresh, like you said. During the pandemic, I picked up a pen and started just doing stuff, which is cool. But give them some mentors that can teach you how to write and how to actually put your shit together, because then you'd have something.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Ah, man. I think the main thing that it really, when I start thinking about that, the main thing that it makes me think about, it really takes me in a very particular direction. When I as soon as you said it, I was like, damn, I know exactly what that made me. I mean, all we gotta do is look at what Andre 3000 is doing, right? Think about it. Think about it. At a time, you could tell that his desire was to create incredible hip hop music with Big Boy. That was his desire, and that's what they did. Incredible. My favorite rap group of all time. People have a desire to hear Andre rap. Andre has a desire to continue laughing at y'all. Does what he really desires to do. And that is explore all of the other facets of his artistic expression at his own whim. Like, I'm just want to do it because I want to do it. Like, if you don't like it, it's okay. Like, I just wanted to do some shit. You just mad because I ain't rapping. Like, if you're a hip hop head, maybe this ain't for you. Cool. It's a whole. You know, when we talk about Snoop being the most famous rapper in the world, it's because people who don't necessarily listen to hip hop know exactly who he is. People who don't listen to hip hop know who Andre 3000 is. You know why? Because hey, and now, no matter how bad you may think it is, I have not heard any good reviews about Andre's piano business. Not one. But it's okay. You know why? Because not only does he have the desire, but he has the desire, and he's going to put the work in to ensure that it gets out. And he's going to trust and believe he's going to be on the road somewhere playing the piano poorly on stage. He don't give a fuck. Come rock with me. Because this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you're willing to accept that this is where I'm at now, you know what I'm saying? And you want to fuck with me, then come on, let's do it. But you can only create that kind of chemistry with the people fucking with your music if you really, truly doing what's coming from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's doing what's coming from, like, it's one day you never know. He might wake up Monday and be like, shit, I just thought of crazy ass 24 bars in my head. I'm about to go lay this shit down. And we might just get an Andre 3000 24 bar verse on SoundCloud or some shit. I'm not putting this out to sell it to you. I know it's what you want to hear, and I just felt like doing it. Here, you can have this. You bought that shit for me for 20 years. It's cool. So yeah, when they get into that part of it, like, I feel like you gotta understand, when I write a verse, every single time I write a verse, no matter what song it is, no matter what the topic, none of that. Every single time I write, I don't give two fucks about erasing the whole thing and doing it again. You know why? Because my desire has always been unquestioned. Lyrically, I don't give a fuck what you think about the record, the beat, none of that shit. You ain't gonna never say I was whack on a record, nigga. Fuck what you heard. And I stand on that shit every single time. So I feel you, Dre. Fuck these niggas, man. Play that whack ass shit you play. I don't give a fuck, man. I still love you, nigga. You still top 5 on my MC list. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit. He poor piano playing ass nigga. Oh shit, PPP, Pantha Politix Podcast. Poor piano playing ass Andre. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to fucking do it, yo. That shit is crazy. Oh man. Yo. Man, we got started a little late tonight. I wanted to do this trivia shit, but
not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. I wanna make sure it's ready because it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be amazing.
It is gonna be fun because you know what? Now that we know we got this fly shit that'll move us to the side and put the shit right there, like we can have the question right there.
Yeah,
everything will be dope. Everything will be dope.
Yeah,
everything will be dope. And it's 2000s era, so you know Mojo can play. Mojo can play because it's 2000s era. So you know what I'm saying. I can't really do a hip hop 90s trivia game with Mojo. He gonna lose real bad. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Mojo, you ever heard of Boogie Monsters?
No.
The Cellar Dwellers?
No.
You think I'm making this shit up? Don't you?
That's just so funny as hell. No, I believe it. The cellar dwellers.
Yo, Yo, you really fuck with the Cellar Dwellers too. Damn, yo, that's crazy. Now I ain't gonna say I'm gonna start sending because I was supposed to still be sending you North Carolina shit, and I just keep forgetting. But I'm gonna send it to you.
Never had.
For sure. I'm gonna do it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it easy on myself. While I got it on my mind, I'm gonna just create a Google Doc, drop all the links on there, and send it to you. Bam. Make it easy on my motherfucking self. Hell yeah, fuck that shit. Oh man, fuck that shit.
We're gonna have a library for Mojo. It's gonna be a list of movies he's got to watch, a list of albums he's got to listen to.
By the time I get done,
by the time I get done, oh shit!
Feel like I'm
back up on the
visible grays.
Oh shit! You gonna look like Rick Rubin coming out the room and shit.
Finally did it.
He's gonna find like the ultimate Zen. Mojo's gonna come out. He's gonna be like, "I'm ready.
I'm ready
right now. Let's do it." What are you doing, Mojo? I don't know, but whatever I do, it's going to be excellent.
Yeah, that sounds like some shit. I would say, yeah, it'll be excellent.
It'll be excellent. Yo, that shit is wild. Oh shit!
Every backpack style from the 90s to 2000, he knows how to do. Like he's just flip it 50 different ways.
You did.
My purple cultivation is unmatched.
Oh, I guess before we get out of here, I'll let y'all know what the title of the episode is gonna be and shit. But before I do that, we can get out of here early tonight, man. I'm all the way with it. I need to go get something to eat anyway. We'll go around the site. Huh?
It's hella wrong.
Oh, I know. No. I didn't mean. I actually didn't mean to put it up there. I didn't mean to put it up there. I was actually trying to edit the motherfucker, and then it popped up there. But yeah, that's just wild. But
I was like, it's part 2.
You know what I'm saying? We doing it again. We doing more of that shit. We'll go around the cipher real quick. Just of anything we talked about, any final thoughts, 30 seconds to a minute. We'll start P.
He's talking to you, Percy Fraser.
Can't go around the cipher. I don't rap. But
you got anybody shout out?
I'm just saying. 30 seconds to a minute. Just if you got anything about anything we talked about tonight, anything, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. If you're gonna do something, do it with your whole heart. Don't just half-ass it or do it for the fame of it because it's not gonna last. Shout out to Selectro tomorrow on Friday night. They're doing Selectro over Vermilion. I'm gonna be there, so catch me there. And it's good to see y'all again. You know, it's nice. So it's been a minute.
No doubt. Monster, listen, what you got, brother?
I do a lot of things, but I wouldn't blow up no popes unless that's what the people wanted. And
Pope, baby.
If I'm gonna shout anybody out, I'll shout out my bride because she lets me straw her melons.
I'm fucking dead, yo. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh man. Mojo Barnes, what you got, man?
Son of the morning, 2025, baby.
2025.
Up next, when we do another review, we got my boy T the Human, who produced a project with a rapper named Elliot Bless, and so we'll be reviewing that next. We got an exciting trivia game to roll out here soon. Big shout out Sound Chamber West.
Yeah.
That's all I got. My name is Mojo Barnes.
No doubt. Shit. I guess salute to everybody. I already said Melanin Mysteries, Melanin Mayhem. Salute the Infamous Ones podcast. Can't wait till you get on and come chop it up with us for a little bit. Salute to all the artists in the Northwest doing y'all thing, man. Salute all the artists in NC doing y'all thing. Just really doing y'all thing, like doing your thing, not somebody else's. You know what I mean? Salute to all of y'all, and I mean that, like genuine. Shit, I guess that's it, man. Son of the Morning on the way. Book of the Monster Volume 1 on the way. Gravitas out now. Virtuoso EP on the way. You know what I'm saying? Emerald Beat. Remember, if you don't remember nothing else I said these last 35 seconds, remember Emerald Beat. Okay. That'll take you back to all the other shit I just said. All of that. On behalf of the squad, man, salute the Echo Limitless, salute the Pretty Kings. Hey, we need a holler. I'm gonna hit you up. Salute to my man, Mr. Clay. Also, most definitely. Salute to Edom Mad Assassin. Everybody that's sharing, commenting, subscribing, following all that fly shit. Thank y'all so much, man. I promise you, you will not regret it. It's only gonna get better from here. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. On behalf of the crew, Monster Elicit, Mojo Barnes, P7. I am Seven Da Pantha. This is Pantha Politix Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time, family. Peace.
I'm flyer than everybody.